it's wonderful to me that we can have a conversation about David, because David went from shepherd boy to mighty warrior to king to murderer, adulterer, to openly worshiping God in front of everybody, to a repentant man. I mean, David had a lot of stuff happening in his life, and if you got a God's got a plan for your life, going back to the sheep is always a good idea. Going back to where God anointed you, appointed you, going back there and being part of that fundamental, basic way of God introducing you into something bigger is always something that is of value. I want to just show you the context in which David was operating. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 16. At the same time that David was looking at the sheep, the Philistine drew near and presented himself 40 days, morning and evening. There was a standoff between the Philistine army, and Goliath would come there and he said, I'm the champion, send us a champion, let's war champion to champion, and the winner doesn't have to fight a whole army. So then David's dad, Jesse said to his son David, take now for your brothers grain, dried grain, and these 10 loaves, and run to your brothers at the camp. Now, I just want you to see this. Run to your brothers at the camp, and carry these 10 cheeses to the captain of their 1,000, and see how your brothers fare, and bring back news to me of them. So, it might seem like a little thing, but his dad told him. And if I can just bypass, doesn't matter that you're anointed king, doesn't matter you'll be in the king's presence, doesn't matter about all those things. I want you to take the food, run to your brothers, find out how they're doing, and bring back news to me. Verse 20. So David rose early in the morning, left the sheep with a keeper. He didn't just abandon his position, left the sheep with a keeper, and took the things and went as Jesse had commanded him. He went as Jesse had commanded him. Again, this is such an important little verse that seems to have, he did as Jesse commanded him. I mean, he's about to become king, he's about to become a mighty warrior, but his dad gave him an instruction and he followed it 100%. He did as he was commanded. And he came to the camp as the army was going out to the fight and shouting for the battle. Verse 22, and David left his supplies in the hand of the supply keeper, ran to the army and came and greeted his brothers. That's why I read the previous verse to him where his dad said, and run to your brothers, because what he did was he left the food with a food keeper or with a keeper and he ran to his brothers. That was according to the command. Sometimes our future really depends on small little things that we don't ignore those small little things, but we really give ourselves completely to them, to the letter. And some people say, and this is typical of marginal thinkers or people that have the kind of driven personality that wants to get things done, or they're a high task driven person. It might be like, they evaluate, that's a marginal thing that I have to put my energy in. I can leave this, I can do this partly, I must focus on the most important things. Sometimes people who are bottom line driven, they also just focus on what's important to the bottom line. But the thing about reaching for your dream and dreaming to reach is that sometimes the little things really make a difference. And I would encourage you to start with little things. If you have a relationship and you want something to change one little thing that can impact that person's life. Smile in the mornings. Do something that will make a difference to that person's day. Greet people with friendliness. Be kind to people. Just little things like that can make a huge difference. You say, well, what does that do to my dream? Everything. It changes you. It changes your climate. It changes your environment. It attracts the presence and the anointing of God. It's an amazing thing. Thank you. Bless you.